Okay, good morning. This is Thursday, December 22nd, 2022, and it's about 8 o'clock a.m. No, it's about 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So a lot has happened. Let's see, I get back to the ES here. So yesterday I had explained that market came down here. I was looking really good with profit, and then it started to come up in this line, and my feeling told me I should have got out here. Now the only reason why I was going to get out of my position was to switch over to the February options. I was still going to trade down by puts going down, but I just had this feeling that I wanted to get out. Now, if I would have got out here and then got back in here, it would have been ideal. But I got out around here. Let's see, get out. So I got out somewhere around here. I think the ES was up around 40 points, and it wound up to be about 60 points. I got out. I switched my position over to February, and then it came up. Actually, I had bought in here, this area. I sold out here and I bought here going down. And this morning, of course, this is what happened. And then I bought again this morning going down, February. So I feel really confident in the February contracts only because around Christmas time it might slow down, but maybe not. I mean, it doesn't look like it's slowing down at all. In fact, it looks like it's very volatile. I'm still going with my direction going down, so still have that. So anyway, this is a good trade. I started up in here, came down here, and I sold here. I rebought here, but into a later month. Now, if I was already in February contract, I would have just stayed in the whole time. But I just didn't have a good feeling about the January contract. So what's important about this trading is you have to feel really good about your trades. Not only feel good about the trade that you make initially, but you want to carry that good feeling throughout the entire trade. So somewhere during the trade, like I said, around here I started getting this feeling. But I didn't listen to it and I didn't sell. It would have been ideal. And then to sell here. And I didn't lose any money. I did because I bought up here. So, but I did lose about half of what I gained from all of this. And then now it's all coming back. So I'm not really concerned about that. Not really hitting all these moves like this. For somebody who's in longer term, you know, for maybe a month, then it wouldn't make any difference. You just keep writing this, and of course, yeah, you see your profits kind of disappear in here, but no big deal. It's just going to come back. You know, ideally, you know, I shouldn't say ideally, but you know, one way to trade is market comes down here. Market always corrects before it goes down again. Sometimes it just tumbles, you know, like it did in. Let's take this one. You know, sometimes it just drops like it did here. But how often does that happen? You know, you get one drop here, and, you know, this is actually one here, but it doesn't happen that often. So you don't want to really bet your money on that. Yeah, I mean, you know, I want to be transparent with you guys and just tell you how I'm trading. I'm not going to tell you how many positions I'm buying, and I'm not going to tell you how much money I'm making, but obviously you know I'm making money. It's pretty obvious. You can't really hide that, as opposed to losing money. So gee, I got a lot of alerts today, maybe even 20 from the underlying stocks that are going down. So this is definitely a very strong market going down as it was going up yesterday, and that's why I sold out, because I thought perfect opportunity to change to the February's because I knew it was going to come back down. And I had bought at the very top and some put options going down, so that was great. That was actually a good trade. And now there's probably twice as many stocks going down as there was yesterday going up. So this is a very strong move going down. And if you can see the NASDAQ actually broke. I had my alert. It just went off just now, and it just broke a new low. So it's down 314 points. So how far can it go? I've seen this go down to 700 points, 500 points. Not too uncommon, especially with a move like this. This can take it, way down today. I mean, today's got some really strong momentum going down. So this can go down pretty far today. If it starts heading down in this area, and it's at 700 points, chances are it's going to stop and start heading back up a little bit again and then come down. Now the NASDAQ made a correction here, but not like the let's see, the ES made a bigger correction up here, hit that line, and then the Dow Jones, same thing. Pretty healthy move, come down, bounce up, and come down, as opposed to coming straight down. And that would have been okay too, but then we would have had a pretty good sized correction coming up. So when you have these little corrections, that means they can continue going down for a long time. Like this one. Let's continue going down. And that's why I feel this is what's going to happen here. The Russell coming down pretty good. Russell's been pretty much leading the way, but as of today, it looks like the NASDAQ's leading the way. There's the NASDAQ. Broke new lows coming down. So again, if this comes down to this line today, I might sell again, wait for a pop back up, buy again, go down. So that's not saying that should be your strategy. It took me years to figure out how to do that. If you're in longer term for a couple weeks, even a month, just stay with it. Because eventually it's just going to come down. It's just that if you're buying options, you got to make sure you're pretty far out, because if it does come back and bounce up, it might not start turning around till maybe the middle of next month. I don't know. Maybe the first week. Who knows? But I like to kind of play this only because it's kind of fun for me. I know how to do it. It's really no risk. I do a lot of things that a lot of people don't do. Like a lot of people don't trade their whole entire account, and I do. And the only reason for that, and I would not recommend that for anybody first trading, is because that money's just sitting there. It needs to be working for me. And I have a lot of confidence in where it's going. And if it did turn around and go back up, then of course I would get out with a small loss. But because there's so much momentum going down and I just have such a good feeling about this, why wouldn't I do that? But that's something that you have to acquire later on. Don't do that now, because that could be really dangerous when you're playing the ups and downs like that. You just stay with it and follow this thing down, go in for like a month and stay with it. You don't want to trade like I do. It took me 24 years to get to this point. Not really that long, but that's how long I've been trading. The other thing is, if you're a very emotional person, you can't really control your emotions, this is not the business for you, because you have to actually know how to control your emotions, and not only control them, but actually be aware of them. That's what I mean by control. I don't mean that if you're in a bad place, you try to make yourself go into a good place. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that when you're in a bad place, I would walk away from the market. I would never trade if I was in a bad place. because that's a big mistake. Even if you do win, eventually you're going to lose and give it all back because you're creating a really bad habit that could be hard to break. Okay, so the NASDAQ is down 300 points. And the Dow Jones is down 400 points. So, Dow Jones can go down 1,000 points today. It's not impossible. Today's Thursday. Yeah, today's Thursday. So we got another day of trading, and it could wind up down here. And there's a chance it could come back up here. It could do that. But eventually it's going to come down. It's just a matter of when. But because of the strength of the market right now, I have a feeling that it's going to take it down pretty good today. So many stocks are breaking new lows, going down, and lots of them are going down today, maybe twice as much as they were yesterday, going up. So there's more strength going down today than going up, at least at this time, almost 8 o'clock. And the market can switch, but I don't want to confuse you. I just want to let you know that my trades are going down, and I know that it's going to eventually go down or break this line. It's just a matter of when. And that's what you have to learn, is how long you want to stay in this market until it gets to that point, and what kind of options to buy. So just to let you know, just kind of like a quick, these are February's. So these are some of the options that I had purchased. You can see that right here. So I like to buy somewhere close to this range. I don't want to buy way out here. I used to, when I first started, I would buy here because I only had maybe $1,500 in my account. So if I buy 10 contracts here, that'd be $1,000. 10 contracts here would be about $1,300. And you can make money. You can see that they're making money here. But the closer that you start getting into this area here, you can see the kind of money that you can make. You make some big money in here. But then these contracts are more expensive. 10 contracts here is $15,000. And you start getting here, 10 contracts here is $25,000. But if you have the money and you're sure about where this market's going, it's not a bad idea to start trading down in this area. And I will do that too when I get into, depending on how I feel about the market, and then I start trading in this area. And if I'm not too sure, or I'm going into a second position, I start trading into this area. So that's another thing that you have to learn about trading. But I would definitely stay in this area. But if you're new, not a bad idea to stay in this area. I wouldn't go under one. Let's see. Yeah, I wouldn't go into the double-digit area. I'd go into the triple-digit area. Stay around here as a beginner. Yeah, you're not gonna make a lot of money, but you can still make, $1,000, $2,000 by the time it's over, or maybe even more. And that's a good way to start. Okay, so the market continues to go down. Let's see. Okay, so here's a couple stocks. Here's Amazon. Amazon continues to go down. It just broke a new low today. It's going to hit my alert pretty soon. So now this is an all-time new low for the year. And like I said, I've been saying all along this market's going to continue down into the single digits, probably maybe in the teens and maybe single digits. but definitely going to go down. Same thing with Tesla. Look at Tesla, just keeps tumbling. And people will say, well, why is Tesla going down? Let's see, what's the news say? And they kind of blaming it on Twitter, but that's not the reason why it's going down. I mean, it could be, but the point is that Tesla is a very strong, it's the 7th strongest, biggest company on the planet, and the stocks are tumbling. So that just tells you this is all about demand. You know, if people don't like the stock, it's going to go down no matter how much the company's making. And if the company's not making any money, even losing millions a month, and people like the stock, it's going to go up. And that's why I never do any market analysis on stocks. I don't care if the company's making money or not, because first of all, I'm only in short term, and I just follow the trend. If the trend's going up, I just follow it. So why do all that analysis? Now, if you're going to go in for 10 years, might be a different story, but like I said, unless you're a Warren Buffett, that's the way to trade. If you're not, why would you trade for 10 years? You know, it doesn't make any sense unless we have a bull run for 10 years. But then you have to get out. You have to sell, because now the market's going to go down. You're going to lose all your profit. Okay, so here's Apple. You can see yesterday, here's this bar. It went straight up and broke this line. And like I talked before, that, you know, when a bar hits another, you get another bar going up, then chances are this market's going to go up. But you know, this market's we're in a bear market. So this to me is considered a spike. This would be a good trade going down, and eventually Apple's going to go down and break. So here's another great trade. Here's a spike right here. Pretty obvious. And you know, as we're speaking, it just keeps dropping. And eventually it's going to make another new low, and that might even be today. You know, going by the momentum of this market, it's crazy this morning. Crazy good for anybody who's shorting. Okay, here we are with the ES. Oh, wait. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was on pause, but I'm not. Okay, so market continues to go down. Probably get a better idea with a 4-hour chart. You can see how the market's just been dropping in the overnight session. And 30-minute chart shows you pretty big drop. There's a lot of momentum going down. And you know, the market, just like this 30-minute chart, it's almost, or it is, it's like the larger charts. You know, when a market starts going down that big, eventually it's going to come back and correct before it goes down again. Sometimes it doesn't, like I showed you before. You know, once every couple months you'll see this huge drop without any correction. But then eventually it comes back and corrects. So that's what we have here. Going by the momentum, I don't know if this is even going to correct until it gets to a certain point. It looks like it's just going to keep dropping for a while, because we've got a lot of power here, a lot of energy going down, and you got these underlying stocks that keep breaking new lows, and all of that is pulling together. It's like a herd mentality. That's exactly what it is. Everybody just starts jumping in, selling, and that's what they're doing. Except for me, I'm buying. People are selling and I'm buying. And I'm buying going down. So that's it for today. Check back with you tomorrow. We'll see where this market winds up at the end of the day. And then if it breaks, when it breaks down here, then I will buy even more positions. And when am I going to sell everything? Well, let's see, NASDAQ, daily. NASDAQ might be my indicator of if this market comes down here and bounces, if it goes through and it bounces, comes up here, then I might sell, because then we're in for another little correction here, and then I might buy again, and then it goes down. Like I said, this is not a game that you should play, because that takes a lot of experience to do that. I would just stay with it. If you have February options, I would definitely stay with it. And if you bought somewhere in here and this market comes down, it comes right back close to there, I would really consider maybe getting out. Definitely if it started poking up here, and on a 4-hour chart, if it starts poking up in here and then you get another bar going up, then you'd have to get out with a loss, small loss, because that means the market's headed back up. Is that going to happen? I doubt it. You know, this is definitely a downtrend market, and I don't really see it coming back here. Anyway, that's where we stand right now, watching the NASDAQ. Like I said, it comes down here. That's my strategy. Probably sell all my positions, take a really good profit from all that, and get out and wait till it comes back up here, and then buy again going down, and then we'll see. But for now, that's what my plan is. Okay, so that's it for now. We'll talk later.